What if the secret to making people like you has nothing to do with what you say about yourself? For years you've been told to be more interesting, have better stories, be funnier, be more confident. But Socrates, the man every powerful person in Athens wanted to be around, said that's exactly wrong. He said the secret is in what you ask, not what you say. And one specific type of question that makes the person answering it feel something they almost never feel. I'm going to break down exactly who he was, his exact method, and how you can use it right now to ask questions that make people genuinely like you. And Socrates said most conversations die because people stop at the second layer. Every conversation has 3 layers. The first layer is the fact. What someone does, where they're from, what happened. This is where almost every conversation starts, and most of them end. The second layer is the opinion. How they feel about the fact. Most people occasionally reach here and think they've gone deep. And the third layer, the actual meaning. What the fact and the feeling reveal about what actually matters to them, what they value, what they're actually after. What they would never say unless someone asked exactly the right question. Socrates always went to the third. And a merchant walked in. Most people asked, what do you sell? The first layer. Maybe how's business? Second layer. And Socrates asked, what would you be doing if trading wasn't an option? And that's the third layer. And the merchant stopped because nobody had ever asked that. And what came out wasn't a rehearsed answer about fish prices. It was something real. Something the merchant had been carrying around without anyone ever bothering to look for it. And the practice is simple. In any conversation, identify which layer you're currently on and ask one question that moves one layer deeper. Not all the way to the third immediately, just one layer deeper than where you currently are. The progression feels natural, the depth feels earned. The first time I actually understood this, I was 18. I was on my first date and I had sat across from a girl I'd been looking forward to meeting for weeks. And I spent the entire dinner at layer 1. How was your week? What do you study? Where are you from? Every question I asked got a surface level answer because every question I asked lived on the surface. She smiled politely throughout, left early, and I never saw her again. And I lay in bed that night replaying every question I'd asked, thinking that I was just a boring person. Then I found Socrates' method and tried it on the next date. She mentioned she was studying something she didn't seem that excited about. First layer, I knew the fact. Old me would have asked a follow-up fact question. What year are you and what do you want to do with it? Instead I went layer 2. Do you actually enjoy it? She paused and said not really, which gave me layer 2, her opinion. Then I went to layer 3. What would you be doing if that wasn't the plan? She stopped completely, looked slightly surprised, and then talked for 10 minutes about something she'd never told anyone on her first date before. Something real, something that actually mattered to her. And I hadn't said one interesting about myself. I hadn't needed to. Because she wasn't going home thinking about me. She was going home thinking about how I made her feel. And Socrates was the ugliest man in Athens with nothing to recommend him externally, and was the most sought after person in every room he entered, not because of what he said, because he was the only person in Athens who consistently went to the third layer. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe so more people can see this. Peace.